Hi guys, welcome to Authentic Drummer. Thanks very much for watching. I've invited you into my den today to show you this kit here. This is from a company called World Grid Drums. If you haven't seen already, I've done a review on the snare drum, the gravity snare. But we're going to take a bit of a look at the rest of the kit today and have a chat about it. Pretty special little thing. These guys, World Grid, they specialize in acrylic drums. They do some other stuff as well, actually, so you have to check out the website. But we're interested in the drums today. They're pretty cool. Pretty cool. There's a lot of really interesting features on the acrylic shells. Acrylic's nothing new. We've seen it before, but you do get some pretty cool benefits from an acrylic shell. Some of the stuff I didn't realize, actually. One of the biggest things is resonance. The drums ring a lot, actually, because of the surface of the acrylic inside. Because it's so smooth, it's a perfectly smooth surface. You actually get a lot of rebound, which I was talking about with the snare in the other video. They're also quite loud, which is a good thing sometimes. But in a live setting, you really don't have to work as hard on a kit like this. You just sort of it does the work for you, which is pretty awesome. So. Yeah, so we're going to go around the drums. I'm going to get the camera and just give you a bit of a look at some of the features. They are quite striking. Obviously, you can see this is these toms are in the green color. There are other colors available. Because World Grid are an independent company from Melbourne, you can actually just literally talk to them and specify what you like. So in terms of different colors like hardware and stuff like that, get the kit sort of looking the way you want. But yeah, we'll talk about some of the features around the drums. Okay, so as you can see, we have this sort of acrylic shell here, rather see-through, rather green, and rather cool. You'll notice that the shells on the bass drum here have a very different looking pattern here. That's what they call a spiral acrylic polymer design, and that's for a change in resonance. So you can see a little bit closer on the 8-inch drum here. Yeah, so basically it's two pieces of acrylic that are they're sort of glued together, I guess. But basically, I think by interrupting the shell there a little bit, you get a slight change in resonance. Probably not quite as much as just the standard drum, but it also looks pretty cool. Look, other things you get on here, you get the 50% offset in the lugs. So you can see there, all the lugs are offset for 50%. That's just for stable tuning, I guess. And choice of powder coated hardware in any color, so you can choose the sort of colors that you want. So obviously on the gravity snare here, we have a white powder coating, so it's really your call. And also the hardware, the hoops are black powder coating on the toms, as opposed to the standard chrome. You also get, with the mounting on the toms here, which I'll see if I can show you. We've seen this sort of thing before, but this is the gauger isolation mounts which are available. These are made by Gibraltar here. This is the tom mount, as you can see there. Yeah, I mean, they're the only thing that I'd probably, if anything, I wouldn't mind just having your standard wing nut on. Basically for the reason that it can get a little bit hard to get your key in there around the stands occasionally, but by talking to Edward from World Grid, easily you'd be able to change that. What else have we got here? Notice that the drums, these particular drums are in, they're like a fast shell, so they're a shallower drum, whereas the 8 is actually your standard sort of classical depth. So it depends. More attack come from the faster shell. So you can get the short stack if you want for the configuration. It's really up to you. These drums actually come with a lifetime manufacturer's defect warranty, which is always pretty handy. And funnily enough, the actual drum kit you're looking at here is available for sale. So Ed's told me you can buy this exact drum kit if you want There's only a few of these guys floating around. Like I said, they're a very independent company, but they're beautiful to work with, and you know, great to talk to and to come up with what you like. In terms of heads, you can see that there's the Evans G2s on the toms there. They would come standard with the kit, although you can have a choice of Evans, Rima or Aquarian from new too. So usually, you know, you get your old standard sort of chuck on heads that they sell with kits these days. So these actually come with the heads of your choice. The Snare Drum is sold separately, but that comes with a choice of an Evans hybrid head, which is on there at the moment, or a G1 coated. I've actually chucked a G14 on this 12-inch tom here. So the configuration you see here is 8, 10 and 12. There is a floor tom available as well, but since I only had access to these drums for the moment, I thought that we would just try a couple of different heads. So you can see the clears on the top two heads, and I've put the coated on the floor tom, pseudo floor tom here. So yeah. So look, anyway, there's an, oh, by the way, there's an EMAD on the bass drum. All right, so look, as you can see, it's a pretty wild looking drum kit. I've got a fair few looks when I took it to a wedding recently and played at a gig. Pretty cool, nonetheless. Like I said, the biggest benefits from this kit that I can sort of see by having a bit of time with it is just the fact that it is quite pronounced. Yes, they do resonate a lot. They're probably not quite as you know, that traditional warm sound you would get from a wood shell, but it's a totally different kettle of fish. So if you're looking for that wood sound, you would go for a wood kit. You know, when I used this kit on a gig that was quite slamming and quite pronounced, quite loud, the comments from the musicians around me were that the kit sort of just sat above the mixed, quite pronounced drums, not too muffled or too muddy sort of sounding. Yeah, so that was a real bonus for me, and also the fact that they're quite loud just means I didn't have to hit as hard. So I mean, that's just a bit of a bonus for me, actually. They're easy to tune. Edward was saying to me that occasionally people have said that, you know, lugs can detune themselves, and I think that's just a resonance thing. You know, that happens on my Yamahas and my Sleishman as well. These kits come with lug locks if you wish. I've got to say though, when I used the kit on the gig and I was giving it a hard time, didn't really do anything for me, so no big deal there. So yeah, look, anyway, check out World Grid drums. These are something to remember next time you're actually looking for something a little different. But you know, this could easily be one of your gigging kits, or if you're doing a show and you need something a bit flashy, perfect sort of kit. So yeah, see you soon.